Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. 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 When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. Pray. Pray.
Welcome, everyone, to Dr. Pillai's Religion of Religions YouTube channel. We're about to do an in-depth planetary puja using the chart of now, based on my current location, which is here in the state of New Mexico in the USA. My name is Swamini Valli. I am a Pillai Center teacher and an AstroVed astrologer, and I'm happy to be hosting this program Monday through Friday on this channel. Dr. Pillai has explained that the planets and stars are more than just objects in outer space. There is a divine light being associated with all of them. And in doing this puja, we are inviting their light and blessings to come into our lives and into our world. We're using the South Indian style layout of the sidereal chart. There is a link to a tutorial video below this video if you're unfamiliar with this style of layout. Each of the little 12 boxes that you see on the screen is representing a particular zodiac sign. I have drawn this chart on a blackboard on a side table, and I'll be using that as I do the puja. For doing the puja, I have a container of water, I have a lit tea light, I have a bell, I have a hand fan, and I also have a container of water and a bowl of flowers, of fresh flower petals. I'm going to start with dipping my ring finger of my right hand into the water and sprinkling a few drops of water on each side of the blackboard, and sprinkling a few drops of water on myself, and sending a few drops of water out into space towards all of you, symbolically, so that whether you're watching this live or watching it later as a replay, we're all participating in this with a sense of being purified and in a sacred space. We start with first invoking Ganesha, the archetype who removes obstacles. Om Sring Gam, Om Sring Gam, Om Sring Gam. We ask Ganesha to come and to remove all obstacles from this puja, and to remove all obstacles from our day or our evening. And we thank him for his help with this. Next, we do a short Tamil chant, asking all of the planets to be beneficial towards us. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Avarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Avarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Avarku Mikave. We ask all of the planets to be beneficial today towards us and towards our world. We thank Saint Yanis Samunda for teaching this chant, and we are grateful to Dr. Pillai for sharing it with us. Now we're going to honor various time elements that are active right now in this local area. We're going to honor the planet that rules the day, the star that the moon is in, the Tithi or the moon phase, the planet that's ruling the hour, as well as the Yoga and the Karana time elements. We start with the planet that rules the day. Today is Thursday, ruled by Jupiter. When I say Namaha, I'm putting the flower petals on top of Jupiter on the little blackboard chart. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor the star that the moon is in. Right now the moon is in a star called Magha, a star of royalty consciousness. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Magaye Namaha. Om Magaye Namaha. Om Magaye Namaha. Now we honor the Tithi or the moon phase. Right now in my area, we are in the 11th waning moon called Ekadasi in Sanskrit. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Ekadasi Devye Namaha. Om Ekadasi Devye Namaha. Om Ekadasi Devye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that's ruling the hour. And right now in this area, that is Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now for the Yoga and the Karana, Dr. Pillai said we would not use flower petals. We would just say the names of these time elements 3 times each. The yoga that's active right now is one called Sukla, which has energies of bright focus. Sukla, Sukla, Sukla. And the Karana that's active right now is one called Bhava, which has energies of creativity. Bhava, Bhava, Bhava. Now we turn our attention to the chart of the moment. Dr. Pillai said we would always start with whatever sign was the ascendant sign. This is the sign coming up on the eastern horizon right now in my local area. And that sign right now, represented here with the AC, is in the sign of Tula or Libra. He said we would start with honoring the planet that rules the ascendant sign. Libra is ruled by Venus, so I'm going to put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now, starting with the ascendant sign, we'll go around the chart in a clockwise direction, honoring the planets as they occur in the various signs. Right now in Libra, today we have Venus, the Sun, and Ketu. Venus and the Sun are in the same star, so I'm going to invoke both of those planets before I invoke the star. We start with Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now we honor the Sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Venus and the Sun are both in a star called Chitra, a star said to have the brilliance of a shining jewel. I put the flower petals across Venus and the Sun. Om Chitraye Namaha. Om Chitraye Namaha. Om Chitraye Namaha. Chitra star is ruled by Tvashtar, an archetype who is a master craftsman. Om Tvashtarye Namaha. Om Tvashtarye Namaha. Om Tvashtarye Namaha. Chitra star is ruled by Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we honor Ketu for being in Libra. I put the flower petals on him. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Ketu is in a star called Swati, a star that has energy for freedom and independence and a bit of restlessness. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Swati star is ruled by Vayu, the archetype who rules the air element and also the father of Hanuman. Om Vayuve Namaha. Om Vayuve Namaha. Om Vayuve Namaha. Swati star is ruled by Rahu. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Tula or Libra, a zodiac sign with energies for balance, fairness, and harmony. Today containing Venus, a planet of happiness and diplomacy, the sun, which is our soul and also important for our health and self-esteem, and Ketu, sometimes called the saintly planet. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi sign with the planet in it is Makara or Capricorn, which today contains Pluto and also Saturn, who is retrograde. We honor Pluto. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Pluto is in a star called Uttara Ashada, a star that can give blessings for long-lasting success. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the 10 Visvadevas, 10 archetypes who each embody a unique divine universal principle. We ask for blessings from all 10 of them. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the sun. We honor the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we honor Saturn for being in Capricorn. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Saturn today is in a star called Dhanishta, a star that can give blessings for prosperity, music, good reputation. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Danishtaye Namaha. Om Danishtaye Namaha. Om Danishtaye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Danishta's star, which is Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Capricorn, which is Saturn. I put more flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Makara or Capricorn, a sign that can activate ancient past life skills and abilities. Today containing Pluto, a planet that helps with rationality and science, and Saturn, a planet that can help with patience, structure, compassion, and willingness to do service for others. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Kumbha or Aquarius, which today contains Neptune, who is retrograde. We honor Neptune, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Neptune is in a star called Purva Bhadrapada, a star that helps with purification. I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhadrapada star is ruled by Aja Ekapada, an archetype who can help us experience deeper levels of silence as well as forgiveness. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhadrapada star is ruled by Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Aquarius, which is Saturn. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Kumbha or Aquarius, the most humanitarian and service-oriented of all the zodiac signs, today containing Neptune, a planet that helps with our intuition and our ability to understand our own inner life. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Meena or Pisces, which today contains Jupiter retrograde. We honor Jupiter, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Jupiter is in a star called Uttara Bhadrapada. Dr. Pillai says this is a star that can help us with business development. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Uttara Bhadrapada star is ruled by Arbundia, an archetype who can help guard treasures and valuables. We ask him to guard our treasures and valuables, including our treasure that is the earth itself. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Arbundyaye Namaha. Om Arbundyaye Namaha. Om Arbundyaye Namaha. Uttar Bhajapada's star is ruled by Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Pisces, which is Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Meena or Pisces, the most transcendental and metaphysical of all the zodiac signs, today containing Jupiter, a planet who helps with everything related to spiritual teachings, and also a planet of optimism. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next draw seer sign with the planet in it is Misha or Aries, which today contains Rahu and also Uranus, who is retrograde. Rahu and Uranus are both in the same star, so I will invoke both of the planets before I invoke the star. I start with Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now we honor Uranus. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Rahu and Uranus are both in a star called Bharani, a star that has a tremendous amount of divine feminine Shakti or energy or power. I put the flower petals across Rahu and Uranus. Om Bharaniye Namaha. Om Bharaniye Namaha. Om Bharaniye Namaha. Bharani's star is ruled by Yama, who is an archetype of justice. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Bharani's star is ruled by Venus. We put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Aries, which is Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Misha or Aries, a fire sign and a zodiac sign with very active energies, today containing Rahu, a planet that helps us to think outside the box, and Uranus, a planet that helps with intelligence, innovation, success in life, and also astrology. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next draw seer sign with the planet in it is Mithuna or Gemini, which today contains Mars. We honor Mars, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Mars is in a star called Mrgashira, a star that can help us to have the curiosity and willingness to have new experiences. Om Mrgashiraye Namaha. Om Mrgashiraye Namaha. Om Mrgashiraye Namaha. Mrgashira is ruled by Soma, a liquefied form of the moon, in which he is a divine nectar, a kind of Amrita, nectar of immortality. We honor Soma, and I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Somaye Namaha. Om Somaye Namaha. Om Somaye Namaha. Mrgashira's star is ruled by Mars. I put more flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Gemini, which is Mercury. I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Matuna or Gemini, a sign with a great range of energies, today containing Mars, a planet that likes to take practical action to solve problems, a planet that has energy for winner's consciousness, victory. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasir sign with the planet in it is Simha or Leo, which today contains the moon. We honor the moon, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. The moon is in a star called Magha, a star of royalty consciousness, and a star that can help us to have high self-esteem. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Magaye Namaha. Om Magaye Namaha. Om Magaye Namaha. Magha star is ruled by the Petries, deified forms of ancestors who have gone into higher dimensions of light. We honor these ancestors that are in the planes of light. Om Petrisye Namaha. Om Petrisye Namaha. Om Petrisye Namaha. Magha star is ruled by Ketu. I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Leo, which is the sun. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Simha or Leo, a zodiac sign with energy for leadership and power and working with the government, today containing the moon, which is our mind and our emotions. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasir sign with the planet in it is Kanya or Virgo, which today contains Mercury. We honor Mercury, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Mercury is in a star called Hasta, a star symbolized as an open hand in blessing. Om Hastaye Namaha. Om Hastaye Namaha. Om Hastaye Namaha. Hasta star is ruled by Savitur, a form of the sun in which he is very interested in helping with evolution of human consciousness. Savitur has the ability to stretch our minds to be able to absorb higher truths. We honor Savitur, and I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Saviturye Namaha. Om Saviturye Namaha. Om Saviturye Namaha. Hasta star is ruled by the moon. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Virgo, which is Mercury. I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Kanya or Virgo, the most analytical and detail-oriented of all the zodiac signs, today containing Mercury, planet of communication, business, and also the planet that helps us to have a sense of humor. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now, I take a lit tea light and I hold it above the blackboard that has the chart drawn in chalk on it and all the piles of flower petals that we've offered. And in the air, I pass this tea light in a clockwise direction above the chart 3 times, offering the element of light to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked. Now I take a hand fan to offer the element of air and a cooling breeze, waving it above the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction. And now I take a bell to offer the element of sound. And now I make prayer hands and make sincere prayer to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked, asking them to bless all of us, to bless our families, our friends, our neighbors, our colleagues, our homes, our workplaces, our schools, our communities, our countries, and indeed the entire world. May everyone on this planet have healthy food to eat, clean water to drink, clean air to breathe, a safe place to live, good clothes to wear, access to health care, good education, sustainable jobs, and may everyone on this planet have love in their life, now and always. I pray for enlightened leaders, enlightened citizens, enlightened laws, enlightened countries, and entire enlightened civilizations. I ask for blessings for all of my teachers, past, present, and to come. And I ask for blessings for all of my students, past, present, and to come. And I make a bow. You can continue to make your own prayers in silence for a minute, and then we can do some short Q&A. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment. Peace, peace, peace. May we all go about our day or our evening in peace. Thank you all very much for being here. I truly appreciate your participation and support. I appreciate Dr. Pillai for sponsoring this channel and for the entire team that helps this channel to function. And right now we have time for some short Q&A. If you want to post a question in the chat, I will do my best to try to answer it. Ronak is saying, can we get the text of the prayer you make towards the end? It is so beautiful. I could try to write that out and post it somewhere in the prayers and mantras section of the club.astroved.com site. However, it may be a couple days before I can get to that, Ronak. I'm a little bit behind on some of my other work right now. So maybe by Monday, I can have that posted for you on the club.astroved.com site. So I'll let you know on Monday if I was able to get that done. But I have a few other things I really need to get to right now and over the weekend. But thank you for the request. I appreciate that. Lovely. Okay. Any other questions today? It's okay to not ask a question. I appreciate everyone who's here, whether you post in the chat or not. Your presence here helps all of us to go a bit deeper with the puja, doing prayers together as a group, doing a puja together as a group creates a beautiful energy. It helps all of us to go a bit more still, a bit more reflective. Some of you may experience seeings, some of you may experience feelings, some of you may experience understandings, and all of those are valid modes of perception. So thank you again for being here. Not seeing any other questions at the moment, so I will go ahead and start to close out the session. We do appreciate those of you who like the video and those of you who subscribe to the channel, as that does help the channel to grow, and we appreciate that very much. There will be a partial solar eclipse coming up next week, I believe on the 25th. It won't be affecting North America or South America, but it will be affecting parts of Asia, a bit of maybe Northeast Africa, some of Europe. And there is a video on Pillai Center Practice channel called What to Do During an Eclipse, which gives Dr. Pillai's recommendations. He does not recommend that we go outside and watch it if it's happening in your area. He recommends that people stay indoors and meditate or do chanting during an eclipse. So if it's in your local area, you may want to work with chanting. You could use a mantra like Om Namah Shivaya or Om Namo Narayanaya, or the Sun Gayatri mantra is also a nice one to do. But the energy during eclipse is something we can use to go deeper into silence, deeper into our own inner life. So that's coming up next week for some people. Okay, namaste, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. Again, truly appreciate your participation and support, and I'll be here again tomorrow. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. May light encompass all.